The official party has not yet arrived.
Silence all mobile devices and ensure you secure your badges, please. We will begin momentarily. Thank you. Good morning. My name is Saida Hodge, and I'll be your narrator for today's ceremony honoring Ms. Melissa Blakesly on the occasion of her appointment to the Senior Executive Service Corps. Presiding over today's ceremony is Ms. Terry Dilley, Director, Defense Contract and Audit Agency. Throughout today's ceremony, you will be given cues to stand and be seated at the appropriate times. As a reminder, during the playing of our national anthem, military members should stand at attention and civilian guests should place their right hand over their heart. Please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the playing of our national anthem.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. We are honored to have in attendance with us some very special guests of Ms. Blakesly. Ms. Blakesly's spouse, Ms. Diana Darner. We also have in attendance Ms. Blakesly's friends, Dr. Rochelle Henderson, Ms. Mary Jo Place, Ms. Chantel Dow, Director, Financial Management, Career Field Team, and her spouse, Mr. Steve Dow. Mr. Dan McMillan. Ms. Tina Pierce, SAF FM, Associate Deputy Assistant Secretary of Financial Operations. And wait for it, he has a long title. And Mr. Eric Cuevas, Air Force Financial and Accounting Office. We are also honored to have in attendance the Commander, Air Force Installation and Mission Support Center, Major General John J. Allen. The Command Chief, Air Force Installation and Mission Support Center, Chief Master Sergeant Edgar Castillo. Colonel Lori Lamper, Budget Director, Air Force IMSC. And Chief Goldstone, Chief Enlisted Manager, PACAF FM. We would also like to welcome all fellow senior executive service leaders, directors, commanders, colleagues, and friends with us today, as well as those joining us virtually. Thank you all for joining us and celebrating this milestone in Ms. Blakesly's career. It is now my pleasure to introduce our presiding officer, Ms. Terry Dilley.
Good morning. So welcome to today's ceremony. I know it means a lot to Melissa to have all of you in attendance and those that are out virtually. Melissa, thank you for the honor of presiding over your ceremony today. I promised Melissa I won't tell any of the good stories during the ceremony, but catch me afterwards and I'll clue you in on the real scoop, right? I want to extend a special welcome as well to Melissa's wife, Dee, their family joining us virtually, Donna, Ginny, Jessica, and Marilyn. and their friends in attendance, Rochelle and Mary Jo, Chantel. Your love, friendship, and support have greatly contributed to Melissa's success throughout her career. And I know it means a lot to her that you're sharing in the celebration today. I would also like to welcome and thank Major General John Allen, Chief. Thank you, and the amazing IMSC today team for hosting today's event. The SES Corps was established in 1978 to ensure that the executive management of the government of the United States is responsive to the needs, policies, and goals of the nation, and otherwise is of the highest quality. SES leaders possess well-honed executive skills and share a broad perspective on government and, most importantly, a commitment to public service. Reaching the ranks of the senior executive service is a great accomplishment which few attain. In the Department of Defense, members of the SES Corps make up less than 1% of the entire DoD workforce, just over 1,300 individuals. Melissa is among the select few that have demonstrated the skills, knowledge, and leadership ability to reach this level. Congrats, Melissa. As the Department of Defense and the Department of the Air Force continue to transform and pivot to the Indo-Pacific theater under the National Defense Strategy, the department needs leaders like Melissa who adapt quickly, bring new ideas, and focus on leading people through change. Melissa's experiences, both inside and out of DoD, bring a wealth of capability to IMSC as you tackle General Allen's strategic priorities to increase lethality and readiness, strengthen airmen, guardian, and families, and pursue organizational excellence, all while delivering, no small feat, globally integrated installation and mission support to America's air and space forces. Melissa's journey showcases the opportunities and the value of diversity inside DoD. It started at Blackburn College, where I suspect Melissa didn't envision a career as a senior leader in the Department of Defense while she was earning her degree in piano performance and music management. By the way, Melissa, I believe you owe us a concert, a recital after the ceremony. I don't believe I've ever heard you play, so looking forward to that. However, it is exactly this foundation that developed the curiosity, creativity, agility, and commitment she brings to the job every single day. After completing her MBA, Melissa did join the Air Force in 2008 as a cost analyst at Wright-Patterson. Melissa's always been a champion of the workforce, and as she moved throughout her career, she has sought out opportunities to contribute to force development, grow her leadership skills, and gain a broad understanding of the Air Force and DoD. She held cost and financial management positions within the Joint Strike Fighter Program, was a workforce development lead for the Deputy Assistant Secretary for Cost and Economics, stood up and directed the Commander's Action Group for the Auditor General of the Air Force, and then continued her upward momentum and served as the Deputy Director, Air Force Congressional Budget and Appropriation Liaison Office. Some valuable time on the Hill, where she was responsible for liaison service to the Budget and Appropriation Committees, particularly the Defense and Military Construction VA Subcommittee, something I think will come in handy for you, sir, in the U.S. House and Senate. I was not surprised at all when Melissa followed up those amazing assignments as a distinguished graduate at Eisenhower and a follow-on tour as the Deputy Director of Financial Management and Comptroller, Headquarters, Pacific Air Forces. In that role, she provided direct support and advice to the PACAF Comptroller in formulating, justifying, and executing a $1.1 billion budget that supported 334 aircraft, 46,000 personnel, and PACAF assets in excess of $50 billion. Tina, I know that you appreciate they've accounted for those correctly. Never losing focus on the people, Melissa also revitalized her civilian workforce while at PACAF. She substantially increased the participation in educational and experiential opportunities. She also was a leader within the broader FM community, helping set the way ahead for the 16,000 plus FM civilians in her role on the FM CDTAC. I was not surprised either when I heard Melissa was selected for SES, and I can't imagine, sir, a better candidate for you to come lead this great IMSC team. Melissa now faces her new challenge, new roles, exciting challenges, and I know that you are more than up to the task. It's an exciting time for IMSC as you tackle tomorrow's problems today, face of the future, combating UAVs, the transition to a post-pandemic world that has really forever changed the workplace. Congrats, Melissa. I know you're up to the challenge. You ready to get this done?
Thank you, Ms. Dilly. The Senior Executive Service was established by the Civil Service Reform Act and went into effect on July 13th, 1979. The Senior Executive Service is comprised of the men and women charged with leading the continuing transformation of our government. This dedicated core of executives share a commitment to public service and a set of democratic values grounded in the fundamental ideals of the Constitution. Ms. Dilly, Ms. Blakesly, Ms. Starner, please come forward. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the reading of the appointment order. The Secretary of the Air Force has imposed special trust and confidence in the patriotism, leadership, and managerial competencies of Ms. Melissa Blakesly, Air Force Installation and Mission Support Center, Director of Resources and Management. In view of these qualities and her demonstrated potential for increased leadership responsibility, she is, therefore, appointed in the United States Air Force as a Senior Executive Service Level 1, effective 16 December 2022, in accordance with Title V United States Code. Thank you, Ms. Starner. You may be seated. Ms. Dilly will now administer the oath of office to Ms. Blakesly.
I, Melissa Diane Blakesly, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States, that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I'm about to enter.
Please be seated. Ms. Dilly will now present Ms. Blakesly with her Senior Executive Service flag. The United States Air Force has authorized the use of the individual flags by virtue of their office and to signify the presence of a Senior Executive Service member. This flag will be present at all official functions and will be visibly displayed in the presence of Ms. Melissa Blakesly. The Senior Executive Service flag was designed in 1988 by the Senior Executive Association. It was reviewed by the Army Office of Heraldry and subsequently approved in 1989 by the United States Office of Personnel Management as the official flag of the Senior Executive Service. The design incorporates 13 stars and the logo of the Senior Executive Service. Thank you, Ms. Dilly. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the newest member of the Air Force Senior Executive Service Corps, Ms. Melissa Blakesly.
So I just want to thank everybody for coming. And I want to first start with the folks who put this event together. Chantel and Latanya, I have shown up and put you two through the ringer. But thank you so very much for all of the work that you did. And to my deputies, Colonel Strain and Jeff Sherman, appreciate the support that they gave as well. Our protocol officers, Sharon and Justin, thank you. And the RM volunteers, my new family, thank you for supporting SIDA, Felix, Senior Airman Hobson, Captain Lacewell, Alex Karish, and CG. I appreciate everything that you guys have done to put this event together today. And also, of course, the IMSC IT team who has put this together so that it is broadcast around the globe, I guess, for some folks. And so I really wanted to just take this time to thank everyone who took time out of their day to be here in person or virtually online. For those online, especially my Ohana in Hawaii, my new family in RM, and many colleagues, friends, and families around the world, thank you for tuning in. For everyone online and here in this room, I hope you all know how very much each and every one of you mean to me. Some of you I know better than others, and on some of you I'm going to get to know over the course of the next few months. But you are all each extremely important to me, and you have all played an instrumental role in helping me get to this position. You guys really are my village, and for those of you who know me best, you know I really do need that village to help me get along through this career. And so thank you for coming today. I will say I've been really blessed as an Air Force civilian. I often say I'm the poster child of what an Air Force civilian career should be. And although I've taken a lot of opportunities that have come my way, I would not be in the place where I am today if it were not for the many mentors who have helped shape me along this path. And it started immediately in 2008 with when I started at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, and Miss Wadern and Miss Bickett. They saw something in me and they gave me opportunities to excel. And when I moved to DC to work for the F-35 program, Mr. Rogers was there as the CFO, and he gave me the opportunity to choose my path. And at that point, I still thought I was going to be a career cost analyst. And so I was trying to make my way over to the cost team, and he did not stand in my way. When I got to the Pentagon, I did some career broadening at the audit agency where Miss Dilly and Mr. McMillan took me under their wings. And then when I worked in the legislative world, I had Miss Dolan from SAF LL, General Pletcher and Miss Gleason from SAF FMB, who gave me their support. And so every one of these mentors, their support continued well after I left the organization, and they would contact me, make certain everything was continuing according to whatever plan they had in mind for me. And each of these mentors helped me succeed in the role that I was at that time in my career. And so for all of you online in this room who have served as my mentors, thank you. The mission that RM executes every day is so critical to each and every service, MAGCOM, and installation that we serve, which is all 83 of them around the world. I stand ready to support the RM team and to do great work with you. Initially, I'm going to focus on the connection of our people and our culture. I'm going to learn IMSC's mission and RM's role in that mission, and I'm going to focus on strategy. Over the coming months, we'll ensure we're aligned with the IMSC strategy, the AFMC strategy, and the SAF-FM strategy that was released last June. All three of these strategies are critical in providing vision and structure for the mission RM executes, and I'm ready to get to work on all of them with you and for you. And finally, a special thanks to you, Ms. Dilly, for performing the ceremony. It means very much that you came. My friends Rochelle and Mary Jo, Chantel, thank you for coming and being a part of this journey. And finally, thank you. You continue to stand by my side through these adventures. And I certainly wouldn't be standing here today if it weren't for you, Dee, so thank you. So that's all my comments. Thank you very much. I appreciate everyone for coming.
You may be seated. Thank you, Ms. Blakesly. The men and women of Resource Management and the Air Force Installation and Mission Support Center welcomes you and congratulates you and your family and look forward to serving with you. Now it's like church. Please stand for the playing of the Air Force song and the departure of the official party. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Ms. Blakesly thanks you for your attendance, and we invite everyone to come forward to congratulate and welcome Ms. Blakesly and her spouse in the receiving line. Thank you for attending today's ceremony, and please join us for light refreshments at the back of the auditorium. Thank you and have a great Air Force Day.